Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you've joined me today. I'm Kelly Pitts, independent demonstrator here in Lubbock, Texas, and I'm thrilled that you're here today, whether you're watching live on YouTube or live on Facebook or you're watching the replay. I appreciate your time and hope I can show you some kind of tips or techniques or something fun to do with card making that you haven't tried before. And at least maybe with a different stamp set or DSP than you've tried before. Today we are featuring the Silly Old Bear Suite, and this is number 9 out of my collection of cards so far. I did a PDF that includes 10 cards, the measurements and the photos and the links to the videos. So if you're interested in the PDF, purchasing the PDF, you can do that. There's a Google form listed below the YouTube and a list of all the supplies I use. So if you need any of those, I'm happy to help. Or if you have any comments, please let me know when you join me what your name is, and I'm happy that you're here. We're going to start with, this is a fairly simple one compared to a lot of them. I really kind of wanted it to be storybook cards, and it opens up. This is a bookbinding fold, which is appropriate for a storybook, don't you think? So this could be for an anniversary or a birthday, or just wishing somebody a fun day. Maybe they're going on a trip. Who knows? You just want them to have a fabulous day. So who wouldn't like to get a card like that, right? Okay, I'm going to switch the camera over and we'll get going on this. This is featuring one of our new in colors for 24 to 20. I mean, I say that every time, just about 26 to 28. Time flies, doesn't it? Okay, here's our card. We're going to have, let me get my little sheet here that has all of my measurements on it. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and it is scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. All right, and then that's just going to fold back onto itself right there, like that, with our bone folder. We're going to make sure that's burnished really well, and always turn it over and do both sides. We're going to do the same thing with the card base itself. There we go. Easy peasy. Now we're going to, we've got a sheet of the DSP. This is painted patterns paper. And I'm going to let y'all decide if you want to use this side, which is basically the Grapefruit Grove. But I wanted the Tigger to be a little bit darker to kind of go with this little honey pot Pooh has. And then this, I really tried a lot of different colors to make this layering work, and I like the combination that I did, but I added some Calypso Coral. You can see this is all Grapefruit Grove, but that adds the dark Calypso Coral in there, which is kind of brightens it up. So we can do that side, or if you want to see this side as a different side for this part right here, let's do that. Can you see both of those? There we go. Which side do you want? The washed out, bigger, wider kind of side, or do you like the one that's already striped? Y'all let me know what you think, and we'll get that going. In the meantime, while y'all are deciding that, I'll go ahead and stamp our greeting sentiment. The best kind of days are the days spent together. Isn't that the truth? I've got a lot of friends that is certainly true. And my hubby, I love to spend days with him too, even though we fuss a little bit, as some of you know, if you know us. But we sure love each other and like to spend time together. So I'm a lucky girl. Okay, the best kind of days are the days spent together. And that just fits on this label from the Sweet Words and Labels bundle. And I've already die cut that out of white. And we're stamping it in early espresso. You could go ahead and do it in pecan pie if you wanted, but I really like how the color really makes the sentiment pop when you use a darker color. So we're going to use the early espresso on the inside also for the Have a Fabulous Day. And I'm just going to, let's see, I have that kind of, okay. I usually do the inside sentiment up on the left and then put some kind of stamp or DSP on the bottom right. But today we've got more going on the inside, so we're just going to do it this way. Let me clean this off really quickly on my Stampin' Chamois, and whoop, sorry if that's loud. Y'all let me know if something's going on that I need to know about, because I can't watch everything at once. But I'm looking for your comments, and y'all are not commenting yet. So I'm going to do a little bit more fussy cutting, and y'all decide number 1 or number 2. Background 1 or background 2. And we're just going to fussy cut these. I'll just give you a couple of tips on fussy cutting. If you'll use your paper snips and kind of leave a border all the way around, it gives you a little more room. Because if you're going right on the line, it's easier to tell that you may have made a little bit of a boo-boo. But if you have a little bit of border all the way around, you can get by with a lot more. So we're just going to fussy cut. We've got Tigger and Winnie the Pooh on the front, and on the inside, we just have Tigger, I think, and Honey. A honey pot. So, did y'all enjoy the Winnie the Pooh storybooks when you were young? I know I enjoyed reading those. And I'm sure a lot of parents and grandparents out there still love Winnie the Pooh and Friends. So we are thrilled that Stampin' Up! Came out with this collection of this suite called Silly Old Bear. And we only have it in the US. I know some of the other countries are irritated because they don't get it, but it's not Stampin' Up's fault. It's a copyright issue. So when the copyright expired here in the US, we were able to actually use the likenesses from the original artist and come up with our own designer series paper and all that. And Stampin' Up! Is very talented. And turns out, I don't know which one was planned first, the paper or the end colors, but we certainly have a great color for Winnie the Pooh. Is really Golden Glow is just his color, and Hydrangea Hue, that is another one of the end colors, is perfect for Eeyore. The Grapefruit Grove works well with the color of Tigger, but he also has kind of Timid Tiger in with him, and I think Calypso Coral is a good color buddy with that, so that's what we used. I'm just going to kind of get it where these whiskers are not all totally straight here, kind of at an angle, but that works just quite well. See, you can tell it's not perfect, but it will work. So we have all the fussy cutting done, and y'all haven't said, oh, hi, Rebecca. I'm glad you love these cards. I'm thrilled that you got your set. Okay, which one do you want to see, Rebecca? Do you want to see this paper, this DSP, or do you want me to show you how to do the stripe on this side? Which one do you like? And I will do it for you real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and glue. Woo! Looks like I'm missing that piece. Dadgum. I think I ran out of that paper earlier. Let's see what we're going to do to fix that. We may have to run in there and get that pattern paper. So I'll have y'all just play. Give you something to look at here while I run get that pack of paper. If it's not here, nope, it's here. Hey, Rob. Okay, and this is about 1 inch. I think I made this. Yeah, I think the DSP is 4 by 4 is what I would do, and this piece is, let's see, 3/4 by 4. So that's actually 4 by 4, and this is 3/4 by 4. I'm looking for some little polka dot paper. Yay, we found some. Crisis averted. Okay, let's see if that's, yep, 3/4. 3/4 inches by 4. Let me get the trimmer out. Three-quarter. I believe it's already 4. Yep. Okay, and we're just gonna. Okay. So you've already done this strap, Rebecca? You did this strap on the back, or you did this one? 1 or 2? Which one do you want to see? Number 1, number 2? We'll grab our silicone mat so we can get this glued. And you can use liquid glue, you can use Stampin' Seal, whatever your favorite adhesive is. Woo, got a little crazy there with that. And you can wrap the ribbon or the linen thread around this DSP piece like I did here first, or I wanted to show you how you can just do it inside of here before you glue it. If you want to do it this way. Let's see if I've got 2 long pieces. Well, we'll just do it like this. Should have a couple of short pieces, a couple of long pieces. Can't tell which is which here. Evidently not a lot of difference. Okay. We'll just do these. And I usually use Stampin' Seal when I am working with ribbon, just because I like the way that works. Just we'll put the inside in here. I'm just sticking that to the inside like that, and I'm going to kind of cross it over. Probably have a little bit too much linen thread, but that's okay. Then I'm going to make this one about right here and cross that over and go inside also. We can just trim that off. Easy peasy. Now we're going to glue that down. You can glue it now or later, doesn't matter. Okay, so that's on, and then you can still manipulate this to make it where you get your bow wherever you want to add that. And just going to tie a little bow there. Get that evened up, and you hold on to the knot while you adjust your loops till you get it the way you want it. When you get it the way you want it, you can pull both sides at once, the loops and the tails. Okay, then we're going to attach that. Let's see, let's trim that where it's a little bit more even. And we will grab a glue dot. And it's always easier to take your bow or embellishment to the glue dot if you can. And then twist that off like that. Try not to let it stick to your hand like I just did. Do what I say, not what I do. Okay. We're just going to kind of put that up towards the top here. Cute. I love linen thread. It is so flexible. It just about works with almost any card, I think. Okay, Rebecca wanted to see how I did number 2, so I'm going to show you. You could certainly use this if you have the painted patterns. I'll lay this up here so you can kind of see how that would look. We're just going to layer this together on here. But this can be just a little bit more overpowering, I think, than the other one. So let's show you how to do that. We'll just take that off, and we're going to, if I have a light ombre look, the light at the top, I put the dark at the bottom. To me, the dark is heavier. So when I have a choice on a card like this, I do it that way. So we're going to get, I think we used the light Calypso Coral, but I'm not sure. It might have been the dark. Let's try the light. Okay, now I'm just going to do, just freehand it and do it right at the top of each of the white stripes. If you think of the white as a positive space, or instead of a negative space, the white area, and just take it. It does not have to be perfect. See, so that's just right at the top of the white stripe. So just go across there like that. See how these are uneven? They're just done with a brush. So that works great to just do this the same way. It doesn't have to be exactly straight. Doesn't have to be exactly on the exact spot. See, I'm off a little there. No biggie. It all is watercolored look and handmade. So that's it for that. We'll take that away, and we'll just glue this on the front because this is flat. There's nothing else on this layer, so we know that we can place it down. Adhere that, even border all the way around. Easy peasy. We're going to pop this up onto the pecan pie layer. Just like that. Hope y'all are having a great day. And if you have any questions about this silly old bear suite, or the sweet old friends bundle, or the sweet words and labels bundle, there are two bundles that are actually part of that suite. The silly old bear suite. So that's ready. Now we're going to, I think we're going to glue this flat onto this. I'm going to move my chair over, so I'll just get that. I think what I'll do, I think I'm going to glue this first, and I'm going to glue right in the middle of that. Well, this whole thing is going to glue, so I'm going to go ahead and put glue everywhere, but start with this. Like that, to get that kind of centered first. Probably not the best idea because now I have glue on my hands. But I'm going to go ahead and glue all of that flat. You could pop the whole thing up, but we've got a couple of layers that are popped up already. So we're just going to center this where we have about the same amount of space here to here, and here to here, here to here, here to here. Okay, so that's centered fairly well. Now we're going to take our Tigger, and I'm going to color him a little more. I think he needs to be a little darker. He's just not quite the bright color. He's Timid Tiger in the paper. So I'm going to add some Calypso Coral around and just kind of make him a little darker. This is the light Calypso Coral. We could have the Grapefruit Grove too blends. Let's see how we want to do that. Since we don't want to go with the dark of this Calypso Coral, maybe we want this a little darker back here because that's back behind that leg. We'll just do a little bit right there. Then I'm going to grab the Grapefruit Grove. Hopefully. Didn't do very well on that one. Okay, let's see. I'm not seeing it. Oh my goodness, you know what? I've been calling this Grapefruit Grove the whole time, and it is not Grapefruit Grove. It is crisp cantaloupe. Oh my goodness. Y'all must be laughing at my video. That's funny. Okay, we're going to go dark crisp cantaloupe to kind of blend that in and just see how that does. That's not a lot different, but maybe a little bit. We'll leave a little of the light showing here and yon, hither and yon. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I'm sure I have it wrong in the description too. Because ever since we came back out with this, because Grapefruit Grove was a color for a while and then it went out as an in color, and I think it came back in too as a regular color in our standard line, and so did crisp cantaloupe. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Y'all can just make fun of me anytime. You too could be a demonstrator, right? That's what that proves. Oh, goodness gracious. Hopefully I can get that corrected everywhere. Okay, and we're going to add a little bit of this Calypso Coral to the little pot that Winnie the Pooh has, and we'll add one to the pot, honey pot, the separate one, to kind of get some of these colors in here. Honey, honey. Okay. Get that out of the way. Now we're going to grab a little of our Golden Glow shimmer brush, which I have no problem saying. But I sure had the wrong color on the other. Got a little crazy there. And I'm trying to go up on the sides, down in the middle, and up on the other side so that you're making like it would be as a rounded jar. Okay. Then we're going to take a little bit of Wink of Stella on the guys. And when I find it, here we go. We're going to say Winnie needs some sparkle. There we go. We'll sparkle Tigger just here and there. One for the front, one for the inside. And the honey is already shiny. Okay. I think that's all of that. And we had a little piece of stripe. Yep, for the inside. Okay. Let's add our Tigger to the front. Tigger, Tigger. The more sparkle, the better. Yes, a lot of us are glitter girls, right? My husband does not like glitter in the house, but he likes Wink of Stella just fine. That works. Thanks, Rebecca. Glad you're not having a rough day at work. Get to have a little break now and then. Okay, we just about got him ready. Oops. And I should not have put one on his head. Dadgum. That's what I get for not auditioning my pieces properly, right? Let's see how I want him. I think about like that. So his head needs to be just glued flat. And you could use a glue dot, or you can just use a little dab of glue. Since he's going over an area that's already popped up, he only needs to be popped up right here and not on the head. So we'll remember that on Pooh. I think he's all going to be, maybe we can pop him up a little on the back. Just on the back right there. and still get that in because you want them to be close as friends there. Okay, so that backs off and sticky. So we're just going to make the front here. We're going to glue that just a little bit onto this area. And then only his back will be popped up. So that should all be fairly level. Yay! There we go. Okay, we're going to get the inside glued in. And this is the same. I believe this is 4 by 4 by 4 or 4 by 4 and a quarter, whichever way you want to do it. You're going to save paper out here if you do 4 by 4. So you could make this wider. You can adjust that a little bit, however you want it. Now we'll glue this piece in, which should be the same width. This came from the same pattern of paper that called the Painted Patterns. And you can get this Painted Patterns DSP in the in colors, which is what this came from, the 26 to 28 in colors. Or you can get it in the Regals or the Subtles or the Neutrals or the Brights bundle. Now we're going to have him. I'm going to stick him. I meant to leave that. Yeah, I've got a little wiggle room there with the liquid glue, which is good. We're going to add him on the left side where he's playing over here, about to go grab him some honey. It's on the other side. And this jar can be up like that. It can be tilted, can be however you want it to be. This one has a Wink of Stella, and this one is just the Golden Glow shimmer pen. Either way works. I think I'm just going to put it up here like that. And I usually don't put dimensionals on the inside so it doesn't just increase the bulk there. Oops, I have him. Well, a little late now. I kind of have his paws hidden. I didn't realize that. I stuck him in too far. Let's see if we can move him up or not. Yikes. Okay, we're going to have to put him kind of on top because we tore that. Let's see how we can fix that, Kelly. I was talking and not watching what I was doing. Y'all ever done that and have a little bit of trouble with focus? Oh, goodness. I was trying not to have that grass just sticking up for no reason on top of that layer, but I got his paws underneath. Now, I just want them right there at the edge, and I think we'll be okay on that. Yay! All we lack is a little bit of Wink of Stella. And whenever I have wonderful little indentations like that from the die, isn't that pretty? That die puts those on, those little striped sections or dotted sections, whatever you call them. It does that at the same time it cuts out the die itself, the shape. So you don't have to add that. But boy, adding Wink of Stella to that little bit of detail really makes it pop, I think. Okay, we're going to add our little butterflies. And if y'all have my kit, if you got a class to go from me on this, be careful with your little envelopes because your embellishments are inside there. And they're a little easier, a little more difficult to get off of these clear, little bitty pieces of clear than they are when they're part of the whole stack. So we're going to go right about here. And I always want my focal point, if I have a butterfly or dragonfly or bird or whatever, I try to make it face in where it keeps your eyes on this focal point and not like pointed over here, pointed out of the card, because that leads your eye out of the card. So you want them to stay and look at that card as long as possible, right? So why don't we just make this shows up a little bit more on the white, and these are great. Not Grapefruit Grove, but what color? Crisp Cantaloupe. Those are crisp cantaloupe little butterflies that come in the 26, 28 in color butterflies set. What do you think of this card? Okay, yay. Thank you very much. I'll turn the camera around and we will say goodbye. I hope you can join me for the next card. I'll probably be doing that in about 30 minutes or so. Do my last card in this series of 10. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you again. I think you were here the other day, so glad to have you. Okay, well, here's my card number 9 in my series. If you're interested in that tutorial, the info is linked below. There we go. Have a fabulous day. Okay, we've got a lot of fun times ahead. Thanks again. Please subscribe and check that notification button and you'll know when my next video is coming up. And it should be on YouTube and Facebook because I go through StreamYard. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Happy to help. Thank you much. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.